Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah.
Welcome back, friends, to Big Mama's house. This is season 4, episode 13,
Continued.
part 2
Part 2.
of Welcome to Plathville. This is our first ever two-parter, so let's get back in it.
Right. Hello, y'all.
We stopped off where it is Ethan, Olivia, Mike, and Mariah's last day in Jamaica, and they're going parasailing, and I'm so jealous. I would love that so much.
Too high.
I know, but but there's water below me. I think that would.
Or touching nothing. No, thank you.
Yeah, I know. I don't like heights in general, but I think parasailing would be awesome. And Ethan goes first, and he called it magical and amazing.
What if you did that and you seen a pterodactyl?
Well, then I'd be like, "Where's Doctor? What's his name?
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Ethan, isn't it? Is his name Ethan?
No, it isn't.
Dr. Yeah, something.
Anyway.
Jeff Goldblum. Dr. Goldblum.
Well, no, I'm talking about the guy with the hat.
Yeah, Samuel. Yeah, I don't
know.
know.
I don't know either. I can't remember. And then Micah asks Olivia her favorite part of the trip so far. And she said, when you talk to a local person and you have a good conversation, or you stumble across a really cool spot of clear water and you look at the ocean floor and little things like that. And they're all like, yeah, me too. Yeah. And then Mike asked Olivia, what did you think about yesterday? The Rastafari village. And she said, I thought it was an awesome experience. I really enjoyed it. And like her voice was like this. It was an awesome experience. I really loved it. Or I really enjoyed it. And I'm like, could you like fake it anymore for the camera?
She's not enjoying herself at all. She was only there for the photo shoot, and the rest of the stuff she don't care about.
Especially after the village, because it triggered her somehow to think about Caro and her religion, and that's childhood shit. That's got nothing to do with Kim.
Nope.
And then in his interview, Micah says, peace, love, and understanding. Their message is really powerful. I kind of want to know if that maybe changed her mindset a little bit towards our family. Talking about Olivia.
Sure.
And then he says to her, Olivia, I have a question for you. What did you think about the love, peace, and understanding conversation he had? And she said, meaning... And he's like, meaning that's something they strive for. Is that something that's good for everyone? And she's like, oh, yeah. And
he didn't like this conversation.
No, at all. And he's like, do you see that happening with you and the rest of our family? And she goes, oh, yeah, I love all your siblings. And I have a relationship with your dad now, and I'm working on it, and I'm happy with that. And Micah said, what about my mom? Do you ever see that being worked out? And of course,
she walks away.
She says, I don't know, Micah. I don't want to be pressured into having relationships that aren't good for me. And I'll decide what's good for me. I will figure it out on my own. And you and Mariah have chosen different from me, and that's okay. I just want it to be okay for me to choose differently as well.
So why is it okay for her to choose and Kim's not allowed to choose?
Or anyone else.
Yeah.
So that doesn't agree with her.
Exactly. And then you know what? And then the kids here, Mike and Mariah, are finally starting to figure out about the whole brainwashing thing.
Yeah, and seeing the manipulation and the...
Exactly. I'm surprised she hasn't knocked him over the head yet and put him in a basement somewhere.
Oh my goodness, don't say things like that. So, allegedly.
Allegedly, yes. I'm just saying I'm surprised she hasn't, okay?
And
nobody's alleging her.
In his interview, Micah said, I want to understand why Olivia does not like my parents. And why it's taking... Exactly. And why it's taking her so long to get over whatever hurt her. Because I don't understand that still. None of us do, fella. And he said, I was patient and understanding for forever. I still try to be, but at this point, you're holding your husband from seeing his parents or trying to. You're not talking with him over certain things that he's making progress on. You're just avoiding everything, and in my opinion, that's not good. Again, anybody who says that these kids aren't smart or educated,
especially Micah.
you know, I mean, screw you, because these people are, especially Micah, is so well adjusted.
Yes.
Like it
Micah is probably the smartest one in the family.
at this moment,
With
yeah.
common sense. Yes.
And of the adults, I
Yeah.
think Mike is the close second, but again, so is Lydia at that age. So we'll just see what happens.
Lydia's slowly going on to the other side. I don't know.
And then Mariah says to her, our family's going through a lot, and one thing I've really been realizing lately is that I can't continue trying to make everybody feel welcomed. Everybody is always welcomed. Everybody is always loved. And to Olivia, she says, I love you just as much as any of my other family members, including my mom. I love my mom. Everybody just needs to be invited, and you're on your own timeline. There are some things that I don't always understand, but that's your journey, and that's fine. But I'm just not wanting to ever feel like I have to choose. Again, very well adjusted, very well spoken.
Yeah.
You know, no anger, no, nothing, just being rational and
California is good for him.
and compromising, Like that was Mariah.
What?
That wasn't Micah, that was Mariah.
What are you talking about?
Who just said that?
Oh, Mariah, well, California is good for her.
They're in Jamaica. You don't okay. I know what you mean. That's all that matters.
Jamaican water is good for them.
And Micah says,
Ganja.
you're my sister-in-law. I love you. I've always been pretty close with you, but I will say there's just a lot of things that I don't get, I don't understand, and I haven't complained or talked about it to you yet, but I just don't understand a lot of. And Olivia cuts in and says, well, if peace, love, and understanding works, it works all the way around, right? And Micah said, I feel like I've been very understanding. And in his interview, Micah says, Olivia will put walls up and will try to walk away from a conversation. I find Olivia difficult to talk to about her family, especially my mom. Again, very well spoken. Very.
What you should do then, if they're going to try to have a good time,
Yeah.
don't talk about your mom.
Or leave Olivia behind. That sounds like a great
I
time.
mean, if you want to hang out with Ethan, if you want to hang out with Ethan,
Yeah.
all right, you're going to have to hang out with Olivia. And until Ethan breaks the walls down,
Yeah.
okay,
Breaks his leash, you mean?
breaks his leash, breaks the walls, whatever is going on with his brain right now, okay, you're going to have to deal with Olivia. So if you want to have fun, don't bring up your mom.
But that's so hard sometimes, especially when you spend like a week with someone.
Yeah.
And then like you have a little bit of downtime and everything, and you realize you're going home. And maybe this is a good time to bring up, whatever.
True, they were on the ocean and in a boat.
Well, they're sitting
Well,
on
they're
like a
sitting outside,
patio
yeah.
while Ethan was
Yeah.
parasailing.
But still, they're by the ocean. In
Yeah, it was
Jamaica.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very beautiful.
And then Mariah says, you never have to like my parents. You never have to have an amazing relationship with them. That's your choice. You do you, what you feel like you need to do. But with Ethan, too, I think he needs to feel supported and rebuilding some of those relationships. Yes,
Yeah.
you don't have to have a relationship with them. But if Ethan needs that and wants that, you need to support your husband.
Yep.
I don't have to have a great relationship with your parents, but I support you having a great relationship with your
Not like
parents.
she has to go with them.
It doesn't have to, no. And in my opinion, this entire half an episode so far, Olivia has stood facing them, but had her neck all the way to the left to avoid looking at them. And I find that so, like, sometimes if I'm really upset, I will turn my head so that people don't see me cry.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I feel like if I am crying in a situation, it might feel like, again, you're manipulating me into feeling sorry for you. I don't like that. So I don't like people to see me cry. But she's just like looking away because she's immature and she doesn't.
See, I just don't know what Kim has done to her. this bad to make her like this.
Right?
If it's about the thing that we all know is coming up, okay,
Yeah, like big deal.
it has nothing to do with her anyway.
Right? We'll get to all that.
It's got. I mean, I just don't understand. I mean, I hope something comes out, right? That would help explain to us of Olivia's hate for Kim.
Yes, I agree.
If nothing comes out, if there is nothing to come out, well, then
But
this is
she's
all
just a neurotic. Like I've
childish
called all the names
BS.
I've called her before.
Childish BS is all this is.
Then in Mariah's interview, she said she's always been like, if she has a problem, she has to talk about it. We got to sit down and talk it out. And now we got to talk about it, and she just avoids it. Again, they're very rational. They see the situation for what it is now. And Micah says, he goes, I understand where you're at. I do. But just so you know where I'm at, I really miss the old days when not the lifestyle we lived, but just the good times and hanging out with the family. And Olivia says, I'm not that person anymore.
With that same look,
Why?
she had that same look on her face that you have on here.
And because I'm baffled. I'm just like, okay, I understand growing and changing and maturing and all of those things, but none of those things seem to be happening.
See, I can see her being mad at her parents for the way that they brought her up. Her dad, right? She didn't have a good relationship with her dad.
Or her mom.
Or her mom, exactly. And I can see her being mad at that.
Sure.
But at Kim
But
never raised
again,
her.
she has taken all of her issues and laid it at everything comes back to being her fault. And that way, Olivia never has to take responsibility, accountability, or action to change the things in her life that she's unhappy about. And it's bullshit. And I'm glad people are finally onto it and calling her out.
Sibs.
And at this point, Mariah is getting a little upset, and she says, I'm not that person either, and I can't tell you how loved and accepted for who I feel when I'm around my parents. It's never been like this before in my entire life. And Olivia says, I'm glad for you guys. You can have that too, Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
That relationship you've wanted, you could have it. Anyway, Olivia's interview, she says, there's been a growing tension for a really long time when it comes to how we all handle family situations. Micah and Mariah, and even Ethan to a degree, have chosen to go about family relationships in a different way. For them, forgiveness has looked like forgive, let go, move on, have a relationship again. And I definitely feel pressure from them that if I don't do that, I'm not, quote, forgiving. And here's my opinion. Yes, Olivia, you just described the correct way to go about dealing with grievances. People apologize, explain the situation. You try to come to an understanding. There is forgiveness. They repair the relationship and they move on. Why aren't you capable of that, Olivia?
Amen.
That just gets me fired up. And I want to swing her around by her fucking hair. Sorry, guys.
There'll be an explicit warning.
I make them adult every one because I never know which ones I'm getting excited in. And then Mariah says, Dad wants to go on the river trip with Ethan for his birthday, right? And Olivia says, yeah, your dad reached out to Ethan and asked if your dad and the kids could meet Ethan at the river for his birthday. And Mariah said, I think we're all going to do that. And that's another scenario where everybody's invited. I would really love you to come, but that's your choice.
Should have sit in the producer's truck again.
No, but she said, no one's choosing anything. These are your options. Come or don't, but we want you there. But it's your choice if you're not comfortable.
I don't know why anybody would want her there.
But no.
I understand. I know.
They've been best friends all this time, and that's hard to let go of, even though that awakening has happened as far as...
And I don't know how you can be friends with somebody like Olivia.
I don't either. I really, really don't. But in Mariah's interview, she says, the bottom line is I'm not choosing between family members. Olivia is a family member. She's a part of our family. I love her, and so is my mom, and so is every one of my siblings. So is my dad. And she tells her, whatever decision I make with my family, however you feel about my family, my decision I make does not ever affect how I feel about you or how much I love you. That never ever changes.
Yep.
And I choose to rebuild my relationship with my parents. If I choose to go back and visit them and see them and invite them to a group things, that doesn't mean I love you any less. And Micah says, same here. And Olivia's like, yeah, I know. I just want to go. And, of course, got to walk away because that's what Olivia does. And in her interview, Olivia says, I'm glad that Mariah is speaking up and being honest. That kind of seems to be a theme where she's the one who will be honest and tell me things and communicate with me. And I'm appreciative of that, but maybe not on vacation. Okay.
You know what? I don't think that was a good time to bring up the whole Olivia thing for Mike and Mariah
Why?
because it's their own vacation. So
Well,
I agree with Olivia on that.
It's a work trip for all of them. They're all being filmed.
No,
She's doing a photo shoot. This was a work trip, let's be real.
Jamaica.
True, and I'm not saying that you can't work in beautiful places. We want to live in Hawaii and we'll have jobs there. So we'll be working in a beautiful place all the time. But
And they were Jamaican her crazy, okay?
anyway, my opinion is if you have something heavy to bring up with someone, the last day of vacation is the best time to do it.
Do it in an elevator. Just wait till you're in an elevator and do it.
What?
Because they're closing the space they can't get out.
Oh shit! Lee's gonna push the stop button,
Yes. Yeah.
and oh, that's called kidnapping.
Only for 20 minutes.
Holding someone against their will.
Only 20 minutes.
Anywho, Mariah says, I would attempt to sit down and talk one-on-one, but I know it's gonna happen. She's gonna shut me down when she feels insecure or it's not going the way she wants it to go. She's better with words than any of us. Woo, y'all.
And Mariah said that.
No, that was Micah.
Oh, okay.
I apologize. That was Micah. And I'm just like, this is why this episode is going to be 2 different podcasts because there's so much. And I'm just like, oh my God, that happened.
Well, we did have a little bit too much of Lydia and Kim.
Yeah, but it's important to really stress that, Kim was explaining that she's there for all of them all the time. And just because I'm not there all the time doesn't mean I love you less.
It's just boring.
But it's important to know that, the people are coming to us for that detail. That's what we do.
I know.
We get into it. And then Mariah says to Micah in their interview, he says, where does Ethan stand? I've talked to him some, but not as much as you. And he says, it really seems like he's really over it and he's still going to do what he wants to do now. So all 3 of them are like, whatever. She'll do what she does.
And it gave me hope.
Right? And Mariah said, I think we all are just done. And Micah's like, yeah. And then she says, I feel bad because then we feel like we're not validating Olivia's feelings. But we've all done our best to make her feelings validated in so many ways for a long time. And Mike is like, yeah, I don't know what the solution is. It looks like nothing's gotten any better. And the 125,000%, Micah.
Yep.
Because it's only gotten worse. 125,000%. Worse. Like she's claimed she's been in therapy. They've moved away to get their space. They've not associated with anybody with them. Like, what the fuck? Like, move to another planet. Will that be fucking far enough for you? Will you get over it then? No, you won't. No, you won't. Because now it's your story.
What Olivia needs to do.
Tell me.
Her and Kim just need to sit down and have a chat. Or maybe put some boxing gloves on and both of them go at it.
I'd volunteer for that.
Kim will have no idea what she's fighting about.
Right?
But she'll do it anyway just to make things better.
I agree.
So all this dragging it out from each season, okay, is getting ridiculous.
I agree.
And let's have the producers or whoever's in charge of TLC just put them in an episode.
Yeah.
Just those 2 of those together in one episode. There doesn't have to be no fighting, no wrestling, no nothing like that.
Yeah.
Okay? Just hash it out and have them go, like, have Olivia just let Kim have it and vice versa and get to the bottom of it.
But women aren't like men, but
Why
they can just
keep-
box it out and be done.
Why keep dragging it out forever?
That's what women do. Certain women. Again, not all women. Sorry, ladies. I was very generalizing and sexist remark. I apologize a lot because a lot of men can be that way too. I'm not gonna lie.
It can be petty and let things fester for a year. Yes.
Okay, so now we are out of Jamaica. We're back home in Florida.
Good.
Ethan and Mike are in the living room, and that's when we see Ethan's face from his forehead all the way down his nose. He says he, quote, jumped into the shallow end of the ocean and skinned up my nose. This was
Why would you jump?
after Olivia got so upset, and I bet he didn't give a shit. And I'm wondering if she didn't throw something at him.
You think?
There's
We're allegedly a lot of stuff.
This is a whole lot of allegedly, but it just seems it was very weird. He's not a stupid man. He understands.
He's a country guy, and
he understands depth. He's had a pond in his backyard. He's swimming.
That's what I'm saying.
He understands engineering and depth and all this bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. Something happened because it went straight from the day before the end of their vacation to their living room.
Yeah. So in that time, that big amount of
That's
time.
a weird jump.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah. Because it showed him in the airport and shit going to Jamaica.
And he was fine.
But on the way home, there's nothing. No video of them getting home, nothing.
No.
Something fucking happened because my radar just went ding, 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 ding. Something fucked up happened. And I took pictures, close-ups of his face when that happened. And it's just, he didn't just skin up his fucking nose.
No. Yeah. I mean, I didn't think much of it at the time, but.
Yeah. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I got way too much time to think about this.
Got into it.
Oh, I don't think so.
But Olivia.
No.
Something happened.
Exactly. Something happened. And so, I don't know. That was a whole allegedly. That's my opinion. There's no proof of that. There's been no rumor of that. But in my opinion, something fucked up happened.
Yeah, there's something that happened. They're really keeping it hush-hush.
Yeah. And then we find out they're going on that river trip tomorrow with Dad, right? Yeah. With Barry. And the whole family, and the mom is going to be there. And they said they haven't talked to Olivia about the river trip since the day on the dock. When they were talking about all that. Mm-hmm. And then they're looking through Jamaica souvenirs. And in their interview, Micah and Mariah... Micah says, Mariah and I talked to Ethan about what happened on the deck or dock. I feel like Olivia talked to him too. So obviously he knew the game.
Yeah.
And Ethan was like, I don't understand it. And Ethan is starting to reconnect with my mom. So now it's just, hang on, I can't remember writing. It's just Olivia that doesn't want to have anything to do with my mom.
So yeah, Ethan's okay with it for right now.
And I'm like, what did she tell him? You know?
Who, Olivia?
Yeah, because he said obviously, she had talked to him too. I'm curious to know what her version of, what did she hear? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We know what they said, but what did she hear?
Or what did...
Okay, so Micah says, wants to talk about the whole situation with her. But since she shuts down and she shut down the conversation in Jamaica, she should initiate the conversation. Seems very reasonable to me. Mm-hmm. And Olivia said, it really bothers me when relationships around me have tension or are not okay. It's not like she wants to talk about this stuff, but the conversation that started in Jamaica brought up a lot of tension that I could just feel the relationships weren't okay. And I don't like that. How did they say that the relationships weren't okay? They just said, we love you.
Yeah.
We support you. We're going to do what we want to do. And you can choose to be with us if you're comfortable or not, if you're not comfortable. Either way, we love you and accept you. But now it's all like, well, the relationships aren't okay because you don't agree with me. And you're not feeling sorry for me. So it's not okay.
It has to be Olivia's way or no way, or there's nothing.
And then she says, Olivia, she apologizes for not being in a place to discuss it before. I want to know, why is Nathan sitting at Olivia's side on the couch like she's afraid? They're sitting in their living room with her husband and her two favorite in-laws, as she
Yeah,
claims.
we're friends,
Yeah.
supposedly.
And yet, but Nathan has to be there.
And one of them's her roommate.
And then she starts crying, of course. She says, well, I also wanted to say sorry for at the farm when you told me your mom was going to the grave. I shut you down again and I was really rude to you and I'm sorry. So that entire speech, she was eye locked with Mariah. Mariah. She didn't even glance at Micah or Ethan, who is really the one she owed the apology to about all that nonsense at the grave.
She was trying to brainwash Mariah by staring into her eyes.
Like hypnotize her?
Yes.
So then, Mariah goes to Olivia and gives her a hug. Even though they're there to talk about her nonsense and what's wrong with her. And again, now it's poor Olivia.
It worked. Her
It
staring
did.
into Mariah's eyes worked.
And then in her interview, Mariah says she appreciates the apology, but she's in a good place with the family and Olivia isn't. She's my best friend and she wants to be free to live her life and that's hard. Why is that hard? It shouldn't be hard.
No, just live your life.
Who worrying so much about what other people think? You know, just be happy.
Yeah.
And then Micah says to Olivia, you do know my mom has changed so much. And Olivia says, I'm sure. And Micah says, she's not the same person you saw or you met. And Olivia says, I'm struggling right now to support you guys in your relationship with your mom because, and Ethan says, but why? I don't mean to speak for you, but I have a hard time understanding why it affects you so much. She said she doesn't know, but maybe because it's like I'm trying to support you from an empty bucket.
What's that mean?
I
An empty bucket.
I don't know what that means. I've tried to decipher it. Is it like a like a safe word?
It could be a keyword to like trigger the brainwashing.
Oh,
That's the only thing I can think of that would mean.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm trying to support you from an empty bucket.
Bucket's the keyword.
Okay. And Ethan says, but you don't have to support me or him or her. And Mariah chimes in and says, we don't need enthusiasm, but let it be okay for them to choose that. Thank you, Mariah. Thank you. That's all. Yes. We need to print that on t-shirts.
All that songwriting is helping her out.
And Micah says, understand where we're coming from. It doesn't need to be complicated. More complicated equals harder to understand and resolve it. Grudges don't do you any good. They actually really hurt you. And Olivia says, my boundary is not based on a grudge I have, and I just want to make that clear.
Then what is it?
Right.
If it's not a grudge, Olivia, then what is it? And don't say bucket. Because it ain't going to work on me.
I have to cover this because it's really important to the whole story. But I detest this woman.
Yeah.
And it's so hard for me. I'm trying so hard to not just blow the fuck up.
See, we're trying to see everybody's point of view on the show, okay? We're trying to see Olivia's point of view, Ethan's, Kim's, Barry's, but it's really hard to see the point of views, Olivia especially, because she talks in riddles.
Yes, and yeah,
and I think that's part of her scheme.
And she's always straight up said, I don't know what I want, but I want Ethan to know what I want.
Then how is she supposed to know what she wants? How's Ethan supposed to know if she don't know?
Exactly. We've covered that in several episodes.
Yeah.
So then the producer says, why can't you face Kim? And Olivia replies, I met Kim when I was 16 and she made me feel important. She kind of took me under her wing and in many ways made me her new best friend. She was calling, emailing me every day. I trusted her more than I did my own mom. At that point in my life, I really, really needed a mom figure. Her mom was not nurturing, and being 1 out of 10 kids, it was really easy to feel overlooked and forgotten, and I just really needed to feel important to someone. My God, people, that just explained her entire neuroses.
Yep. We did it.
On top of the religious aspect and the dad controlling like authority figure,
We figured it out.
I'm just like, wow.
We figured it out. We know now we can do all Dr. Phil on her and cure her.
Right? Let's hope. So the producer says, and you loved her. And then of course she's crying and sniveling and nods.
Mhm.
And the producer says, what changed? And then Olivia says, I started to realize that I was just being used. I was only felt of value to Kim when I did what Kim wanted. I will never forget marrying a
Chores?
right. I will never forget marrying a 20-year-old man, and his mom was using his credit card and buying things for herself and not paying him back. Messaging why and me saying why and him not even knowing the online password to the account, so he can't stop her. That's a what the fuck moment, and there were so many of them. So Olivia changed his password and wouldn't give it to Kim. She said, for the first time, Kim blew up at me and slammed the door on me when she had me come meet her in town over that.
So that's it. That's what did it.
It went from I love you to you got the devil in you, kind of changed overnight. And being wanted by someone doesn't mean they love you. They can want you because you meet their needs, not because they want to meet yours. I think she just fucking described herself.
Yeah. No, she's more like Kim than what she. In fact, I think down the line her sister mentioned something like that, right? That her and Kim are kind of alike.
I've said it since day one.
Yeah.
But I don't, at this point now that Kim has kind of had an awakening out of that mom drudgery she was in, and also being very isolated from the outside world.
Yeah.
And got out of that, and she realized that, once her older kid got out and realized, and yeah, she knows shit was different, but I don't think, and I don't know her personally, I didn't know her back then, but I don't see her going from I love you to I got the devil in you over
Within 10 minutes.
and we know that Olivia tends to spin a story a certain way
Make her look better.
and to make other people look really, really bad.
Yeah.
So this whole thing made me go, wait, something doesn't seem quite right about all of this.
Nope, I agree.
And then back in the living room. One thing I do want to say. That last paragraph is actually really important. If anyone is in a relationship and they make you feel wanted, but you're not always sure of a love situation, that is not healthy. So that if that is true, then then what she said is actually very, very wise. They can want you because you meet their needs, not because they want to meet yours. And that's describing Ethan to her.
Yeah.
In a perfect little nutshell. But if any of you all are out there and you are in a relationship, or if you are doing this to someone, and you maybe didn't realize it before.
Oh, you do realize it?
Or yeah, please don't. Just don't. It's not nice.
Yeah, move on with your life. Yeah.
So then Nathan says, you guys might be where you're okay with your mom. You're okay with anybody who might be willing to move on from what you call a grudge, but everybody takes different time periods to work through everything. And Ethan, why is he even there?
I don't even know why he was on the show.
I don't know. And so Ethan says, I'm just going to tell you, if drama and complicated nonsense or whatever keeps coming, whether it's from my mom or from you, I do not know how I'm going to handle it. And I'm really kind of at the end of my rope as far as dealing with all of that. And I told my mom the same thing. And then Olivia, of course, cries. And Mariah says, I'm tired of the drama. I'm tired of holding on to things that aren't necessary. I just want to love everybody and get along and be happy. And again, why was Ethan or Nathan even there
I don't even know why, like I said before,
making
he
comment?
doesn't bring anything to the show.
It's not his business.
No, and he doesn't bring nothing to the show.
And no, and it's just no. Oh,
He's like when you're in a school play, right, and you have a tree. He's the tree.
oh my God! Or rock.
Or rock, yeah.
That's awesome.
Stone.
And then Olivia says, and I still feel really raw about a lot of family stuff. It's been 4 years. And she said, in these situations, it's really easy for me to put up walls, but call me on it. Even if I get mad, be like, hey, don't shut us out. It's okay to cry and feel. Let's lay it out on the table. Let's talk about it. I probably need those reminders too. And Micah has told her, you can do the same thing to me, like asking what he meant instead of assuming and getting upset.
Yeah.
And then Ethan said, tomorrow everybody's going to the river. You are welcome, Olivia and Nathan. And then they talked a little bit more about the trip and they're excited. There's no pressure for anybody, whatever. And Olivia says, I either get over it and go and see their mom, or my relationship with them is not okay. In her interview.
But that's in her head.
That's what she hears.
That's in her head. That's not what they said.
And that is not what they said.
No.
And she said she feels like her back is against the wall.
I just chuckled every time. Every interview she gives anymore.
I would love to put her up against a wall and pound her face into it a few times.
We don't want to do that. We have nothing against Olivia. This is between Kim and Olivia.
I'm telling you, the character. Whatever this person is, if that's not really who she is, and it's just something she amps up for the show, I want to take that character and beat the crap out of it.
I kind of think that this is the reality show. We all know about reality shows, all the rumors and allegations against reality shows.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this one isn't like that. I'm hoping this one is a reality show, but nobody's
producers do things to like stir the pot and
the drama.
Yeah, all that stuff. So they don't help. Anyway.
But sometimes I see just saying. I mean, if she was a real person.
Yeah.
In your life.
Yeah. Right? Oh, I mean, no, it wouldn't happen. I'd teach her right from wrong, real easy. Sorry, y'all. I'm not a violent person. I'm really not. I'm actually pretty anti-violence, but sometimes saying the words like "I'm gonna beat the shit out of you" is just so satisfying. And even though I firmly believe in talking things out and using your words, I don't know. I'm old school. I like sometimes it's just a requirement to solve the situation.
Yeah.
Literally gives them an eye opening. Okay. But anyway, I'm just joking, y'all. Not really. I wouldn't hurt nobody. So then we're at the river, this big fun trip, and everybody's getting ready, and Kim's very happy because they're gonna spend the day with Ethan. And Olivia was invited. Nobody's sure if she's gonna be there. I'm not even gonna try and name the river. It's called Itchatucky.
It's in Florida, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like North Florida?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then Olivia and Nathan left early for some reason.
Yeah, and they didn't like that.
And Mariah asks if they're meeting them, and Ethan said, don't know, don't care. And Mariah said, sounds like the right answer. And I was like, yeah. Nothing is about Olivia.
Not yet.
Right. And then in her interview, Mariah says she doesn't know why Olivia left early and separate. Maybe so she has her own transportation and can leave if she wants to. Why didn't she tell anyone? And why did she leave several hours early?
Exactly.
That's weird. And she said, it's a hassle and confusing, and I don't understand it, but it is what it is. And then Ethan said it doesn't bother him that she left early, but it does that she didn't tell him.
Yeah, they're married.
The queen of let's communicate, and you don't talk to me, but she doesn't.
She's married.
Yep.
They don't act it.
Are they?
They don't act one bit of it.
He does.
I don't even think he does anymore. Yeah, because I think he's at the end of his rope.
Well, yeah, he just kind of doesn't give a fuck.
He didn't really communicate with her when he was, past episodes.
True.
With the car. Yeah. So they don't even act like they're married.
Well, and then Mariah makes a good point, and she says she'd be really pissed if you did that to her.
And that's true.
And he said,
he's done it.
And then he said, true.
Yeah. But he's done it though.
And Mariah says, I'm trying to understand her decisions and her feelings and all, but it's really draining and I kind of want to move out. I want to be on my own, to love all my family and do what I can to be there for everyone and myself. And in the interview, Mariah says she's suspecting drama.
At the river?
Do we think she's right?
There's always drama.
True. And then Micah says he hopes everyone has fun and doesn't make it a big deal. So then they show Olivia and Nathan at the river, and both of them don't have family and they don't want to be left out. Because they don't have other family there. So they don't want to be left out.
I don't know why Nathan's there.
But she said if things don't go her way, she'll just leave. No big deal. And then
Yeah, that's why they drove separate.
so that she had a way out. That's what Mariah said. She's like, that's probably why.
Yeah.
But why go so early?
Yeah, true. I mean,
That's the weirdness.
well, she might have left early, all right, because she wanted to avoid the drama of like I want to drive separately.
I don't think anybody would have cared. Maybe she thinks they would have, but
And that's there again, a married couple.
who don't have any clue about each other.
No, married couples don't act like that.
No. They don't. Hi, Molly May.
I mean, we go to the same place, we're going together.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Well, then Ethan, Mike, and Mariah arrive, and they see Olivia's car, and so Ethan, they see
Olivia's car.
Ethan's car. So Olivia is there, and she's been there for a couple hours, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
So things are awkward and a little tense, and Ethan honestly barely acknowledges them. Olivia nitpicks him about wearing jeans.
Then again, that's Olivia.
Right. She does, at least she's consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Then Mariah says she's checking out the picnic tables, which are just right up the hill from where they were sitting at the river's edge. And in the interview, Mariah said it's weird. She's so torn as to whether she goes and then leaves and shows up really early. It doesn't make any sense.
And what with the tree? The tree.
And then Ethan and Micah, they said they want to explore. Micah straight up invites Olivia and Nathan to go with them, and they choose to sit with their feet in the water. Fine, whatever. And
they want to play the victim some more.
And then in her interview, Mariah says, it feels like something is so tight it's going to pop. Something is going to happen. It can't go on all day or it'll drive me crazy. Okay.
She is the culprit.
No, that was Mariah.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah, Olivia's the culprit, is what I'm saying.
So they're still sitting there with their feet in the water. Micah and Mariah are up at the picnic tables, right up the hill from them. Mm-hmm. And then Micah asks Mariah what vibe she's getting from Olivia. And Mariah's very happy she's here as long as it doesn't end up being about her, because this is about them, the parents.
It's about Ethan. This is for Ethan's birthday.
True, but it's also about supporting the parents with the divorce thing.
Yeah, but I'm saying it should be more about, Ethan.
Oh, I agree. 100%.
Ethan for his birthday.
But
it's nothing.
Olivia never makes anything about Ethan. And she said, this is Mariah. She says, but I already feel she's been separating herself this whole time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, literally, that's exactly what happened. But in Olivia's interview, she said she felt some tension, like they didn't want to be around me. I feel torn inside, and I don't want to be. I do want to be there, but I don't. I don't know why she stayed if she didn't want to be there, or even why she went.
I think Nathan pushed her to go.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I think he wants her to have a good relationship with that family.
Yeah.
Because his music career won't get off the ground if not.
Yeah, they need to get along so they can push it.
Yeah, so they can push his one crappy song you got out there.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't want to talk about that song.
Anyway, that's what I think.
So then Barry, Kim, and the kids arrive, and the kids are all very excited, of course, to see all their older siblings. Ethan even said hi to Kim. But Olivia and Nathan didn't come up to see everybody when they showed up, which is weird. Thought she was there to see the kids.
Making everybody come to them.
Yeah, and of course, in his interview, Ethan said, "Here we go. It's gonna be another thing," and he does not look very happy about it. Hi, May May.
No, because she's a narcissist.
Molly May climbed right up on the table to say hi. Said, "You guys are taking too long." I need kisses.
And narcissists only care about themselves and make people go to them.
Exactly. But in Olivia's interview, she said she thought everyone would come down to the water right away, so why bother walking up to see them?
No.
Why bother? That's exactly her relationship. Well, everybody will come to me because I'm Princess Olivia.
Yeah.
And then she said a long time passed and they didn't come, and I looked to see them all going to the picnic tables. And then of course she's been excuses of why not to go up there.
They
Yada
say
yada.
hi to her from a distance.
Yeah, I mean they were all like, "Hi, Olivia."
Yeah, I mean,
all the kids and
they
everything.
didn't totally ignore her and act like she had the plague.
And she could have just gotten her ass up and gone up there. And then Mariah had gotten all of them gifts from Jamaica, and Isaac asks Ethan if Olivia and Nathan are there, and he says, "Yep," and points at them because they're like literally right there.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just come up there when everybody got there? Then Mariah said she's getting very frustrated with Olivia. She said, I wanted her to come under certain conditions, like no drama. If it's that hard for her, why did she go?
Yep. No. She went there to cause drama, make sure nobody had a good time.
And then Nathan says to Olivia, what are they expecting us to do? Just walk up there and say hi?
Well, yeah.
These are quotes, people. These are quotes, okay? And she said, yeah. And Nathan said, incredible. And Olivia's like, yeah, I know. We're just hanging out.
Nathan's, again.
There aren't enough words to talk about how narcissistic and immature and selfish they look and sound.
Both of them. Yeah.
And then in her interview, Olivia says, I didn't know Mariah had planned anything. I thought everyone would go down to the water first. And these are lies. Because earlier she had told Nathan that Mariah must be giving them their Jamaican gifts. So she knew she brought their gifts. They could have joined them and talked about the trip. That would have been a great icebreaker, a great way to ease the tension. Like, oh yeah, Jamaica was great, blah, 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 blah. But no.
But it wasn't great to her.
Or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. To break the ice or whatever. Yeah.
And in her interview, she said she felt like people hadn't communicated with us what the plans were. It's a river trip with your family. Why does there have to be an itinerary?
Yeah, get in the canoe, the boat, whatever, and float.
Or like, but before you get there, you haven't seen each other in a while. You want to kind of catch up, right?
Yeah, yeah. They haven't seen. Well, that goes to show you how she feels about the siblings.
That's why I said she wants to learn to go and see the kids so bad.
Yeah.
She wants to be there for the kids so much, but no, she really doesn't.
She don't care about the kids. And Molly May thinks that she's Godzilla.
Yeah, she's awesome. And then Olivia said to Nathan, I might want to leave.
Bye.
Why?
Bye.
And he said, don't think about it too hard. And she goes, I'm not. I'm realizing again that they just choose not to communicate with me. They tell people how much they mean to them. Obviously, it's not a lot. What?
Yeah,
what?
She's.
You see, you too. There just aren't even fucking words.
I'm just sick of talking about Olivia. I just wish somehow she would leave the show.
Then in Mariah's interview, she said no one is aware of what's going on. Everyone's having fun, but keeps looking down and seeing Olivia and Nathan. Why don't they join? Nathan says to Olivia, I'm going to call him out on it. And then they get up to leave. And Olivia calls out to Mariah, Hey, Mariah. Hey, Mariah. And Nathan's like, what are y'all doing up here? And Mariah said, you should have come up and seen.
Yeah.
And Nathan said, you didn't invite us.
They did invite you. They invited you onto their trip.
Right.
You, Nathan, who really has nothing to do with that family.
Right.
You were invited to that trip for some strange reason.
Yes.
You were you're not even a supporting actor. You're like the supporting times 10 actor.
So then Mariah, she curses and says, this is ridiculous. And in her interview, she said, I'm getting more pissed off by the second. And then I reached my breaking point because they asked me why they aren't being included. I said, oh, fuck off. I'm like, yeah. And Olivia said to her, she goes, I was told something different was happening and I didn't know that was happening. You saw it fucking happen.
What?
What?
What's going to be different that's happening?
Just because you didn't get the itinerary that they were going to give their gifts and hang out at the picnic tables before going immediately to the water?
Yeah.
They brought lunch. Duh.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be there all day. You're going to want to eat.
So Mariah said, we told you what was happening. Do not play like you didn't know what was going to go on. Do not play like, oh, I was thrown off guard by some. We told you. As long as you guys don't pull yourselves out of the situations. Always worried about them and their feelings. This is fucking ridiculous. My family is going through a divorce and we are here to be with them. And then in her interview, Mariah says she feels like the day is completely spoiled. Well, yeah, because they knew it was coming, and she didn't disappoint.
No, she never, when it comes to that, never disappoints.
And Olivia says, give me a sec. I think I thought I can do things I can't. Okay, so leave. Why make a scene?
What do you mean by that?
She thought that she could be there and be in the same physical vicinity as Kim and not freak out, I guess.
Again, Kim didn't do anything wrong.
No, and she didn't even, she's up the damn hill and she's already freaking out.
Yeah.
So Mariah says to Ethan, this is a fucking disaster. I don't know if I want them to join because I don't know that it's going to make things any better.
It's not.
And Ethan says they can hang out with us if they want to, but they don't have to. It doesn't bother me.
And this is his wife.
Yep. And
the love of his life.
So Mariah says, maybe I'll just forget about it. And Ethan said, you should. Talking to them does no good because it's not going to do anything. And so Olivia says to Nathan, as they're by their car, she says, I don't know why all of a sudden Mariah's always like, don't act like you didn't know. Don't act like no one told you. And Nathan says, I get it. I'm positive she's stressed. So I'm giving her a little bit of grace here. Who the fuck are you to give her anything? You know?
Yeah.
And so Olivia says,
Who the hell is she, right?
Right? And so Olivia says, I'm just ready for Mariah to stop being a bitch, honestly. And Ethan's, like, of course, far away from everybody else, so nobody else knows this until it airs. But in Ethan's interview, he says, I don't have any thoughts to go look for Olivia or see why she's not with us. I thought we'd go eat and she would do her thing. If she didn't want to come, she didn't have to. And then Nathan says to Olivia, if we just go eat with them and pretend nothing happened, maybe it'll all blow over. And so they go and sit at a picnic table with Ethan and Isaac and completely ignore the other table where Kim, Barry, and all the other kids are.
Yeah. She don't care about the little kids.
And she brings over a box of sandwiches that they had made for their lunch that were melted and whatever. So they knew there was going to be lunch.
Yeah, because she brought their lunch.
Right? So how did she not know? She
makes no sense whatsoever.
She straight up lies.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So then, Olivia, in her interview, says that she owes it to Ethan and Mariah to give it a shot, and she wanted to see the other kids. And they arrive with sandwiches as everyone else are pretty much finished eating.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're all just sick of her crap.
And Ethan and Isaac had been sitting at the picnic table that was in the sun, and they were hot, and they did want to go back and get in the water. The other table, they were still awkwardly chatting amongst themselves and, like, trying to figure out what's up with Olivia.
Yeah.
Mariah's still pissed, but she's trying to let it go, enjoy the day. And then
salvage today.
Everyone must go to her. All those little girls went over and talked to her after they were done eating. And then Mariah says that she's so proud of Olivia for trying so hard. Blech. Oh, sorry, guys.
Must have said the word bucket.
And then Kim said that she was happy that Olivia said hi back. Like, she didn't notice any of the other drama was going on. She just noticed it was weird that she walked over with Nathan and didn't acknowledge anybody.
Yeah, she knows now.
But she, she said hi to her, so she thought that she was happy.
Yeah.
She was like, woo, she said hi to me. And then Mariah and Olivia make up. Olivia says she's trying, of course. And then in Mariah's interview, she says Olivia and Kim are alike, and they both need extra love and acceptance.
I think Olivia's a little worse than Kim.
Oh, hell yeah. 1000%.
Yeah.
And then they all go tubing and they're all happy. That is the end of season 4.
Yay! Go season 4.
I'm so sorry this was so long, but there's a lot happening, y'all.
2-hour episode.
Y'all have to agree that was our longest one. I'm so glad we split it up. I hope you guys aren't mad at us. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have anything to let us know, thoughts, opinions, agreements, disagreements, whatever.
Just comment on the comments.
Yeah, or, continue just giving us that like. It really, really means a lot to us. You have no idea that. And if you want to subscribe, because it's free.
Free.
That means a lot to us too. And we thank you guys for hanging in with this journey with us. And we hope you've had a good time. But until we talk to you again, my friends, I hope you please wear your seatbelt.
Subscribe.
Please use your turn signal.
Subscribe.
Please spay and neuter your pet.
Subscribe.
And please be kind.
Until next time. Bye.